I might have a few that are vacant at this time. But still, there was one controversial one that, and dealing with one of my colleagues, as you already know. But anyway, I put a young man on the board, and that was very qualified. And I was asked not to appoint him, and I did, because I felt that it was important that, we don't tell citizens that, oh, you can serve, and then turn around and let some political bigwig or person tell you, no, you shouldn't do this because I got some problems with them. Okay, if that was the case, we're never going to have good people on boards, and certainly we're going to be eliminating people.
Well, you took a stand in that situation. What do you think about the politics on the county commission and the backbiting?
Brittany, I get along with my colleagues. It was a little cold at beginning, but now as time has gone on, they're beginning to know me, and I'm beginning to know them, and I feel that sometimes there might be some infighting and those type of things, but I haven't cared to participate, as far as that concerned, and I try to listen to the issues and then stay on the side of what I think it might be the right thing to do, rather than the fact of because so forth, might have voted for it or against it or talked against it and this type of thing. So I think, we have a pretty good relationship at this time.
Now that you've seen whatever you have seen, do you think that the image that they have is fair when it comes to being unduly influenced by lobbyists and that sort of thing?
Well, I can only maybe speak for myself, but looking at this for the short time and how I got there, and there's always been scuttlebutt and innuendos and rumors and things that fly all the time in blogs, as you know. I don't have to tell you that. And the thing of it is, I don't read the blogs. I don't try to get into that per se. So when you say that, well, in light of all the things that have taken place, what my thoughts are. My thoughts are this, that certainly we need to have a board that's above reproach, and certainly we need to have a board that does not cater to lobbyists and whatever those perks and things that might come to them. Certainly we need a board that needs to be transparent and make sure that the good work get done, and I'm going to try to do that as far as the fact of me being there. And in light of how I got there, I came, and it wasn't a pleasant time for the county commission, and it wasn't a pleasant time, Brittany, here just a few weeks ago, to see that, and that kind of image that have been portrayed, and when we say image, it's not an image, it is absolutely a fact, of what is happening. So I'm for making sure that we can clean our image up and that we can move forward and that people, give the trust back to the people. I've always believed, and I'm telling you this from my heart, I've always believed that the people are the boss and we need to listen. Now, at some instances, I might disagree with people and I might say, well, I think this. But if there's a majority and a groundswell of people saying, hey, I don't want this, then, and they're talking to me and I'm saying my constituents, then I'm possibly going to listen. Because sometimes you can lead by following as well, and not have to be leading by, because the fact I tend to be the flag carrier all the time.
Help me address the conventional wisdom about you as an incumbent. You're a guy from out of the district. You're a former Republican who changed parties in order to, quote unquote, hold on to the seat. How do you deal with that, and what have you done or plan to do to kind of circumvent those perceived weaknesses?
I think I put most of those weaknesses to rest. I never said that I wouldn't move in the district. I moved in the district because that was one of the requirements. I didn't have to. I could have stayed out right up until this point in time, because what it stated was that when elected, I think the statutes and charter states, you could move you must move into the district. Didn't have to do that. I could have stayed out just as well as that. And when you stated that I did that to hold on to the seat, no, I did that when you lead.
That's conventional.
Yes, yeah, I understand. When you lead, you need to be in the same stream as others, and you can't lead when you're in a different stream. The other thing is that certainly I probably was a Democrat longer than most of the people that are running for this seat. Okay, so it wasn't a thing such as the fact that, oh, this is something unusual. This has happened many times within Broward County and throughout this country, that people change parties. I have to believe that it's all about this, the unalienable rights, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Certainly I love life. I'm certainly going to pursue liberty, and I'm certainly going to be happy.
Can we talk about the Alcee issue?
I was getting ready to ask. I know it's your name, but that district knows when they hear Alcee, they usually think of another elected official. Did you put your name on the ballot as Alcee in order to get people thinking?
Not necessarily so. When you say
okay.
that, I put it there because
I
put it there because hey, that's my name. Most people know me as Al, and some people call me Alcee. But it's a different thing because that's Alcee. It's not Alcee. And if you understand how it's
did
spelled,
you repeat that, please?
No. Yeah. And if you understand the spelling, Congressman Hastings, Alcee, is spelled totally different.
But were you on the ballot, last time you were on the ballot, were you on there as
No, because
Alcee?
I lived in Dania Beach. I mean,
and they don't have Alcee as their congressman?
No, they don't.
So you're admitting that you...
I admit that, no, they don't have Alcee as their, but Alcee was their congressman.
But I mean, you're admitting that you're hoping to catch some of the Alcee fans when they see Alcee?
Brittany, I'm not hoping that I will catch some of the Alcee fans. I'm hoping that those that know me as Alcee Jones will understand. And that's what it's stated. And if you read the total name, you can't get confused. It's Alcee Jones. Okay, not Alcee Hastings.
At this point, Commissioner, how much money have you raised and how much have you budgeted to win the primary?
Raised at this time over $50,000 and certainly budgeted somewhere around, I would say, $50,000 and over that. But I budgeted maybe around $100,000, okay, in order to be very effective in this race.
There's a policy issue that's going to come up fairly soon. That's the budgeting, particularly the sheriff's office. Two schools of thought. One is you tell the sheriff, look, you got X amount of dollars, make do with it. The other school of thought is go through the sheriff's proposed budget line by line and figure out what should or should not be paid or spent. Where do you land?
Well, I land this. We supply the dollars, Tony, to him, and he, in turn, need to go through it line by line and how he's going to efficiently manage those dollars. And I know you might be going down that slippery slope of the fact them becoming charter officers and so forth, and I'm not in that mindset. I think there should be a clearly demarcation and clearly delineation between I as a commissioner that drives policy and them as constitutional officers. And I certainly would not support that. And I've even said that to two of those, that I would not support them coming in and being under a thumb, because you could easily get it twisted or misconstrued that I would be driving.
What about the other direction, giving him his own millage and having them basically defend it to the taxpayers, as opposed to having you guys in the middle?
I hadn't really thought about that, okay? I was only focusing on that issue that was before us, and that was them becoming charter officers. I hadn't looked at the fact that whether they did a millage rate and so forth. But the thing of it is, my ears are open, my eyes are open, Tony. If that's something that want to be projected or portrayed, then certainly I would listen.